I used to be a girl that was insecure, broke, some deep-rooted self-worth issues. Now, as I've gone on my spiritual journey, I am confident, I feel beautiful, I love myself, I know myself, I make money doing what I love to do. I'm going to be very open and vulnerable and honest with you guys about my spiritual journey. So let's get into it. If you don't already know, I'm Tashiann, and let's first get into my upbringing, my childhood. My father was in my life, but he did live in another state, so he wasn't in my life as much as I would like. I do feel that the family that he created did not make his other children, including me, feel included into their family. That left me with some father wounds. Also, my immediate family did make me feel ostracized as well. They were projecting some of their own feelings onto me, and as a child, I never really felt like I belonged. I felt like the black sheep. And also when I was in school, I was picked on because of my skin color. And I noticed like the Spanish girls and the lighter skinned women were getting all the attention and the love from the boys in school. That developed in me a deep insecurity. I felt insecure about my skin color, about my body. I didn't like looking in the mirror. I felt so ugly. Fast forward into college now, I got to be more of myself. I started to read more books like The Power of Now, The Secret. So I was getting more and more into my spirituality. I was meditating. I was opening myself up to learning. After reading The Secret, I remember trying to manifest the money to help pay for my tuition, and that didn't really work out that well, so I just took a year or two off. During that time period, I moved to New York. Moving to New York was definitely a shock to my system because, like I said, I was still socially awkward. I did not have confidence. So it was hard for me to always meet these different people. My friends were influencers, my friends were popular. So I would always be meeting people and I would always be awkward. It would trigger my insecurities. I was working so many jobs, constantly working different jobs, and I still couldn't pay my rent. And at the time, I was also trying to model and I was always being rejected. That affected my insecurities more. Everything was being triggered all at once. My money, the way I handled my money, my insecurities, my social awkwardness. Then I moved back to New Jersey because I was like, you know what? I don't want to be working 11 jobs. I don't want to be doing all this just to still be broke. I want to live slower. I want to get my life together. At the time, I was making jewelry. That's one of the businesses I opened in New York because I was like, I need to make money and I love accessories. I moved in with my aunt without having to pay any bills, without having to pay any rent, just so I can live slower, so I can focus and I don't have to be around all these people. I can heal so that I can come back stronger. I was reading more books like The Celestine Prophecy, The Alchemist. I was doing yoga. I was going on walks. I was going to the park. I didn't have a job for a while, so I was just styling and being creative. But the thing with that is I didn't have money often. Not having money in period is not the wave. So luckily my aunt helped me out a little bit, but I ended up getting a job, a serving job. And that was cool. You know, that was the job that I stayed at for the longest. And I didn't hate it. It was cool. I was making quick money. Then I started dating someone. When the pandemic happened and we didn't have nothing to do, everybody was just inside, I really started to think about what it is that I want to do, how I want to make money, who I want to be. So I made a vow to myself to work on being successful. I was working on my business more. I was making more jewelry, just learning more about business, and was doing more yoga. I was working out more. So I put it out into the universe that I wanted to be successful. And like literally a little bit after that, this guy hit me up wanting to date me. It's so crazy that after I made this vow to myself to be successful during the pandemic, this relationship happens and this relationship changes the course of my life forever. He definitely love bombed me. I already said I had father wounds. So him giving me so much love and attention at the beginning, I wasn't used to that. So I kind of cling to it. And around this time, I'm still reading and still getting to learn what spirituality is to me. still doing yoga, still going to the park. I read this book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money, and it's basically talking about manifesting money. And that really inspired me to go on a journey to manifest money. But I never really went on that journey for real until after we broke up. After me and this person broke up, like most women, we go and do a lot of research about why, what happened, where we could have messed up. And I realized that he was a reflection of the love that I was giving myself. And in order for me to experience true, authentic love, I have to be that for myself. I have to really love myself. So now it's 2020 on New Year's. I was sad and depressed for a little while. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to make a New Year's resolution that's going to help me change my life, because I want to experience unconditional love. I want to experience success in my business, making money, doing what I want to do. I want to love myself fully, and I just want to be happy. So I created a goal to be a millionaire. But I wanted to be a millionaire with God. I wanted to be a millionaire with my spirituality, with my morals and my ethics. I didn't want to have the money and not have the love or the happiness. I wanted to make sure I had it all. I knew that I needed to focus on healing first. I needed to focus on healing my emotions and getting out of a depression. I was doing my morning routine every day. I would work out, do yoga, meditate, write affirmations, journal every day. I also got into tarot. I was doing tarot for myself. The affirmations was helping me feel better about myself. It was helping me become more in alignment with wealth and just changing my mentality. I was reading a book a week. I was reading a lot. I was hiking and going outside and going in nature because that really helped heal me. I was just home working on myself. And at this point, I lived in my own apartment. I was just in my own space, in my own vibe, healing and growing. I had COVID, so I had to leave my job and I just didn't go back for a little bit. So when it was time for me to go back, I finally went back. I was working, I was making a little money. As I got better within myself, I wanted to take manifesting money seriously. So I decided to quit my job, okay? I decided to quit my job, and for some reason, I went and got a car. I got a Volkswagen Beetle. Don't know why I got that car. That was a stupid move, but I got the car. I had a skewed idea of what manifesting money was. I thought it was just thinking it into my reality. I didn't really fully understand what manifestation was. And then as I grew, as I developed, my experiences helped me understand manifestation more and more. As time progressed, I realized there's so much that I had to experience and learn for me to be a container for that kind of abundance. I lost my car got repossessed. I was struggling to buy food. I was struggling to go anywhere. I was just struggling in all different areas, struggling to pay my rent. I had to leave my apartment. I had to move in with my mother. I realized that I had a skewed vision of manifestation when I had one fashion show, a photo shoot. I was really trying to make my business successful, but I would make the plans for these things before I even had the money. And luckily, somehow I was able to pull it off, but it wasn't in integrity. I still owe people money to this day for a fashion shoot. Luckily, I have the finances now to pay people off. And that was just showing me that, like, I'm doing this manifestation shit the wrong way. Like, something isn't right here. My relationship with money and my relationship to my masculinity, I inherited from my father. I love you, I love him, but I'm not doing what I know I should be doing as far as business is concerned, as far as like going out there and making money. He was the type to say he would do something but wouldn't follow through with it, make promises but wouldn't follow through with it. And I was doing the same thing to people with money. I had some uncomfortable situations with some people that helped me understand, like, okay, what I'm doing isn't right. I have to fix that. I had to confront my masculinity within myself. So I went on a journey to healing my masculinity and moving more in integrity. So for a while, I was learning more about money. I was learning more about how to make money, different ways to make money, because I was really trying to really put the work in. I was going out and selling jewelry. I was making more jewelry. I was learning more about marketing and websites. I was really focusing on making money at this point. Manifesting the money was kind of the hardest thing for me because I was having trouble acting as if it was already in my reality. As I got further and further in my spiritual journey, more and more was being revealed to me because I could handle it and because I could understand it. After I was developing my masculinity, and at the time, I was also starting to grow out my hair. So I had a little fro as well. I had a little fro and I was still kind of dressing a little masculine. I was still in my masculine energy. I didn't really take my femininity as seriously until I met someone, this woman who I was assisting at the time, and she inspired me to embrace my femininity. And I talk about this in one of my YouTube videos. It's called, Are You Masculine or Are You Insecure? The way she carried herself, how feminine she was, I love that. She inspired me to go on my femininity journey. So I was learning about what it meant to be feminine. I changed my hair. My hair was shorter, so I got some braids. I was doing some sew-ins at the time, just experimenting with different hairstyles. Eventually, I shaved the side of my head. I was dressing more feminine, doing more self-care. This relationship that I had with my boss, this taught me to go slower with people, see the red flags right away and act on them. And it also taught me to give to myself. I feel like there was a part of me that didn't believe that my dreams would come true. There was a part of me that didn't fully believe in myself, so I would believe in other people and I would help other people and pour into other people. So that made me turn my energy inward. And as I learned about femininity, I was also learning more about myself. The first step in that was I learned about my birth chart and astrology. And I got deeper into my birth chart. I really analyzed my birth chart and really learned what it was. And it helped me figure out more about myself. It helped me figure out my personal powers. It helped me figure out what draws people to me. It helped me figure out how I'm going to make money. For example, one of the ways it says that I make money is by writing and talking and communicating. I'm getting more into fields where I can communicate with people. I'm talking on YouTube. I'm in the process of writing a book, so I'm using my communication skills to assist me in making money instead of focusing on making jewelry. Making jewelry was cool, but I didn't really enjoy it. It always felt like a job to me. And once I discovered more about myself, I realized like, okay, that's why I wasn't as happy making jewelry, because it wasn't the right thing for me. That is a creative outlet for me, and I still do it to this day, but I treat it more as art. There's no pressure. And I do sell my jewelry. It's by Tashiann.etsy.com. But I make it at my own pace and on my own time. Now that I know more about myself, it helps me focus on the areas of importance instead of just focusing on what I think I should be doing. Also, one thing that my birth chart talks about is my success also coming from marriage. Like, relationships are important to me. That's why my spiritual journey was catapulted because of my last relationship. That's why now when my life shifts, it's gonna be because of a relationship. Learning about myself made me move different. Instead of being so focused on making money, which I still am, now I'm focused on making sure that I look good every time I go outside, because I might meet somebody who might want to marry me. I don't know. I'm also focused on being the best version of myself as a woman, learning about being a woman, what it takes to be a wife, what it takes to cultivate a home. So first, I worked on my masculinity, then my femininity, and then I learned about my personal powers within all of that. Like I said before, everything was being compounded. I was receiving more and more as I progressed. Before, I wasn't ready for everything. I had to go through a process to shed and release so that I can receive. The first part of my spiritual journey was me shedding and releasing. Now I'm in the receiving mode. As all of this is going on though, one of the negative things is I realized that my relationships with people have been changing. I've separated myself from some family members because I've noticed that they're intimidated by me, they're jealous. Also, my relationship with my parents, I kind of see my parents a little differently, and I don't judge them, but my eyes are open now. And also, let me just say this, no matter who it is, whether it be your family or friends, as you grow and evolve, your light shines brighter and brighter, and that triggers people, that triggers their own darkness, whether it be your mother, your cousin, your sister, your best friend. It triggers people. I'm no longer friends with my best friend that I thought would be in my life forever because I could tell that she was triggered by my growth. I'm no longer friends with a few people actually because we just don't align anymore. And honestly, I don't really have any friends right now. You know, I do have some friends, but they're at a distance. I'm sure if I call them or whatever, you know, we all good. For the most part, I am by myself. I'm trying to keep to myself, keep my energy to myself because I'm still growing in that area. That is the one thing that really saddens me the most, that my light triggers people because it makes me feel unsafe. So I just have to be careful with who I'm around, where I'm going, and you have to be smart enough and emotionally stable enough to not respond or not react. When I was going through all of this with my family and with my friends, I realized that I was experiencing death. My old ideologies about my family and who they were to me and the place that they held in my life was dying. I came across this book called Necessary Losses by Judith Vorst, something like that. And it basically was helping me understand that as you grow and evolve at different stages of your life, there's part of you that's dying. And this book also helped me realize that one of the reasons why I was having trouble emotionally around this time is because also I was realizing the different ways that I hurt people. And it made me ashamed. It made me feel guilty. And also it made me realize the different ways that people were hurting me, and it made me feel hurt. But at the same time, it's life. It happens. You have to go through these periods of death in order for you to blossom. That probably was one of the hardest things for me to deal with, letting go of the ideologies I had around friends and family and parents. Thank God for that book. That book definitely helped me get past that stage in my life and allowed me to embrace the death that I was experiencing. Moving on now, this is the part where I finally am understanding manifestation. I did learn this manifestation technique that definitely helped me. One of them is from Neville Goddard, and he basically talked about embracing the feeling of what it is that you desire. So I spent a lot of time embracing the feeling of what it is that I desire, embracing the feeling of peace and solitude. Like I said, I'm living at my mother's house and it's not the best environment for me. So embracing the feeling of peace and solitude, I would go out in nature a lot. But the problem was me embracing the feeling of being wealthy. I can't just go out and buy whatever. I can't just go out and get a car. I can't just go out and get an apartment. So there was like this discrepancy in that area of me embracing the feeling of wealth when I actually didn't have it physically. Another concept I learned was spec. And I love this concept because every time I doubt God or myself, I repeat this to myself. Select it, project it, expect it, collect it. Select it, what do you want? Project it, put it out into the universe, put it out to God. Expect it, prepare for it. Collect it, now you have it. So that was an easy little formula for me to remember anytime I was doubting myself. But still, I was having issues manifesting money. One of the main reasons why I wasn't manifesting is because I was lacking in faith. I was lacking in knowing that what I desired was here for me. I was lacking in just confidence in God. I started to read the Bible more. I started to learn more about God. I started to pray more. And I also have to allow myself to be open to relationships so that I can collaborate to receive what it is that I want in life. I'm not trying to do everything myself. And as of recently, I've been getting back into listening more to Neville Goddard. It's basically teaching me to live like what I desire is already here. And I knew this before, But like I said, I was struggling with it. I didn't know how to live like that. It just wasn't clicking for me. Because I have learned so much about myself, now it's easier for me to apply what I learned about myself to manifestation. From looking at my birth chart, learning about myself, and learning about my femininity and my masculinity, I've learned that I feel the most comfortable when I'm working towards being secure, stable. I feel the most comfortable when I have order. I feel the most comfortable when I have strategy. How do I put that hand in hand with manifestation? First, I have to decide what I want. For a long time, I would teeter-totter between making decisions on what I wanted. One minute, I would want a van for van life. The next minute, I would want a car. One minute, I would want an apartment in Florida. The next minute, I would want to move to Atlanta. So my desires were all over the place. So first step, I had to be clear about what I wanted, create a plan to achieve that while also leaving part of it to God, already knowing that it's done, already knowing that what I desire is taken care of. Now, just going along with my plan, not forcing my desire to come to me. At the same time, knowing that I don't control everything and leaving it in God's hands. I have structure in that area, but not too much control. I allow myself to have a daily schedule so that I can just do what I'm supposed to do for the day without trying to think, okay, what I got to do today to make money. Like here I am making this video today, and I was supposed to make this video today, and here I am. I'm still working on being more structured and more disciplined, just being the container for the manifestation that I desire, opening myself up to really allow God to move in my life instead of trying to control everything. In the mornings, what I like to do is align myself. In the mornings, I listen to Neville Goddard or affirmations. I meditate to get myself in alignment with my abundance. And once I'm in that space, I'll move on to do my task for the day, do whatever I have planned for the day without thinking about money, without thinking about moving, without thinking about a car, without thinking about love. All that stuff is already taken care of. This is why I created my website, Divine Agency, and my guide called Being Who You Love, Doing What You Love, because I feel in order for you to prosper in life, you have to find your unique path. You have to find your unique way of applying these different concepts, or else it's just going to feel like empty statements, while also using your unique powers and gifts and talents to bring you abundance into your life, but also being of service to people. I'm actually living what I set out to manifest in 2020. I'm not a millionaire, but I feel great. I look great. I know that my life is progressing, and it's a matter of time before I am doing van life and being financially free. I've been getting myself out of debt, which I'm so happy about. I love myself. I feel beautiful. I know that the love that comes to me is going to be love that is strong and unconditional and healthy and stable. As far as my money is concerned, making money is not even something that I really think about anymore, because I'm doing the things on my plan. I'm following my strategies. And I know that as I continue to follow my strategy, everything else will work out for me. And I have all these different ideas of what I can do, and I'm excited to execute these ideas. I'm allowing myself to be a vessel for God and be more of who I was intended to be here. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that. I'm so proud of myself to sticking with my journey, even though it was difficult. The biggest takeaway I would like you to receive from this video is I personally feel that the basis of a spiritual journey is love. Loving yourself, loving God, because God is yourself, learning about God, learning about yourself, allowing yourself to embrace your uniqueness, because you are here for specific purpose, to be specifically you with all these specific and unique traits for you to live out in this world. And until you embrace that and learn that, you're going to be going around in circles trying to do things that might not fit your mold. I went through so much just to learn this and to become the person that I've always dreamed of. And I can help you cut your time down. I can help you not go through some of the things that I went through by just clicking the link in my bio. Go to divineagency.co. Either you can get a free consultation with me, or you can purchase my guide, Being Who You Love, Doing What You Love. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if you liked the video, if you made it all the way to the end, please comment a butterfly emoji. Thank you guys for allowing me to share my story with you. And I'll be back with another video. Bye guys.